Hi everyone, I'm back with another video today just to show you my latest makes. I've had a little play with some Tim Holtz supplies today, and I tried to see what I could make just using one set of stamps, and this is what I've come up with. So the set of stamps, I'll just move these aside and then I can show you what's what. The set of stamps is this set, which is a stamp and a stencil. It does dye. I've used permanent ink, so it has dyed my butterfly. But if I show you this side, these are the stamps. Lovely butterfly there, because when you stop and look around, this life is pretty amazing. That's one of the sentiments. And the creativity one, oops, is there. Creativity is seeing what everyone else has seen and thinking what no one else has thought. There's a little alphabet and number section down the side here, more numbers, and it's all perspective is the bottom sentiment there. There's a stencil which has got the flourish and another lattice element there, and it's not called a name, but it is a number, which is THMM115. This is what I've used. So I thought, what can I create with that? So first up, I decided to make a tag, and I got out my oxides. It was all things that I haven't used for ages. So I got out my oxides. These were the colours I used. I used peacock feathers and wilted violet. Mix those together, and I did use a little bit of a dark blue as well. What did I use there? Chip sapphire. So those are the three colours that I used. I stamped my butterflies in archival ink, stamped those out and fussy cut them. So literally you just get them out. In front of the TV I cut out a lot of butterflies. So once I got them like this, to paint them the same colour, I just added a little bit of wilted violet to my plastic mat, and because I haven't got any pearly sprays, I've got one spray from Crafter's Companion, which is this Winter Sparkle Iced Silver, and it's just a pearl spray. Lots of companies, I should imagine, do it. And I added that to my, when I popped a bit of this on a plastic mat, I squirted it with this pearly spray, and I just made a little paint with it, and then that just made my butterflies pearly then. So that's how I created the butterflies. To create the background, I just did an ink background. I added a little bit, a couple of splashes of the spray to the background, which you can probably just see there. And in the background, I also did the stencil, the flourishy stencil. Stamped my sentiment, and that was it really. Matched it up with the ribbon. So once I'd done that, I thought, oh, what else could I make? So I then made the card. So I did the same setup with the card, but this time I got out my little stamping machine, and I made the tag there just because I just wanted a sort of a generic sentiment that I could use on anything. And that's how I made the card. Exactly the same. Did some stamping in the background this time with the numbers from this set. I'll show you this way, I think it's easier for you to see, with the numbers off the stamp there, bit of reflection, and the quotes. So I've added that onto there, layered it up onto white and then onto a black card, just pop some white in the middle, and that was my card. So I've got those two. And then because at Christmas I ended up getting the shadow box die from the Tim Holtz Vault, and I got a really good deal on this one. I got it for $8.99, so I definitely want to use that this year, and it makes a nice size pillar box. All it is two pieces that are cut out, and if I just show you those, you cut the same piece twice and it scores it for you as well. So I did the same inky background on these and stamped, and I popped those together and made my little, pop that aside, made my little shadow box. Then I added some silver washi tape and just did exactly the same, and I did the back as well. So that was my little set. And then once I'd done those, I thought, oh, I wonder if I quite like doing all the same colour. So I've got these, so if I just pop them aside. I then did them in yellows. And I thought they looked really nice in the yellows, and yellow and green. And the colours I used for those were Twisted Citron, Fossilised Amber, and Cracked Pistachio. So those were the colours I used on there. Did exactly the same setup with all of them. Stamped, added a little bit of the silver. Where's that? Oops, sorry. Added the silver washi tape, and this is from a design tape of Tim Holtz called, don't know what that one's called. Not sure, but that's the one. Anyway, design tape there. And Tim Holtz 93355, there you go. And there's a little roll of silver in that, so, but you can use anything, to be honest. That was my silver, and I popped that on there. So that was those three, and I thought they looked really nice. I did a little, I've not done it on these yet, but I added a little gold, some gold pearl drops for those, so I'm going to finish those off, and a bit of gold ribbon. So that was those ones. And then just to show you exactly what I've done, so that was my three there. I also made a background in greens, and these colours were Salty Ocean. Let me just see if I can get my colours. Salty Ocean, Tumble Glass, and Twisted Citron. And the colour that I did the stenciling over the top was actually just a Distress ink in peel paint. That's what I used for that, to go over the top when I stenciled. So I've got my background, and just get those just to show you. Just lost my piece here. The way I did my butterfly is flat, so let me get my screen so you can actually see what I'm doing here. Move that aside, and if I come down a bit more, there we go. So there's my butterfly, and I just, either side of his body, I just bent it with my nail there, and then I just curved his body over just like that, so he's got a little bit of dimension, like so. I've got my little sentiment there, which I've popped some foam pads on, so I'll just take those off. Always take a little bit longer to get the foam pads off. There we go. And because I'm going to add this to the inky background, which you can dry with your heat gun to make sure your Distress Oxides are well and truly dry if you've not left them overnight, because you don't want it to be damp or it won't stick. But I've just added a little bit more glue to the back of mine. So I've got my one butterfly. This is my second butterfly here that I'm going to add on, and I'm going to put this sentiment over here so I don't get it on my little stamp sentiment that I've got going on there. I'll put that on there, make sure I get it straightish, and then a little bit of glue on these, and I'm just going to pop my glue on the body part of these butterflies, a little bit on there, pop that one on, just give it a minute to grab. And if you make sure you've got the butterflies stuck on within the area of your card, so that not too much of his wing is stuck out there like I was just about to do, move that down a touch, then you know it's definitely going to fit in your envelope then. So let's give him a bit of chance to grab, and then we can curl him up a bit more. I want him down a bit more actually, there. And that's how I've done my pearly looking cards. Now to do the pillar box, this is what I've got now. And all I've done is, because they're scored, you just take it in your hands and between your fingers just bend that score line at the top. Give it a bend, and once you've got it got it going, it'll come into shape. Exactly the same at the bottom. So just be gentle at this point. Give that a good bend round, like so, right along the score line and along this edge score line. Do exactly the same on the second one. The score line is created quite deeply, so there's no need to go over it with your scoring tool. Just give it a good crease, and on that side. Once you've got the two pieces out like that, I've just used some red tape, and you want to do the scoring and the manipulating of the boxes before you stick it together, because it's so much easier than trying to manipulate it when half of it's already stuck. So pop some tape around down those edges. Like so. Give them a good squish on. And when I've been doing my inking, you can see I've not really inked on these tabs. That way there's not too much going to stop it from gluing together. Sometimes if you've got the ink on, it doesn't stick together as well. But just as a precaution, I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue on there anyway, just to make sure that they're well and truly stuck. And then I'm just going to layer one over the other, right up to that score line, but not on top of it, like so. Give it a squish down, fold it in half, and you can either do it that way or this way. Flatten your pillar box together and it will fit perfectly. It's such an easy but foolproof design. Give both sides a squeeze. Have a look at your design and decide which bit you want on the front. I think I'm going to go for this one on the front, I think, am I? Or this one, this one. So pop your bottom pieces inwards and your top folds over. Give them a little squeeze just to get them pointy. Same on this side, little squeeze. And there you go, your box is created. And then I took this washi tape. Another little tip with this one, because it's not particularly sticky. You know, it's just washi tape as we know it, so it's not a great grip. So all I do is get it on there, but just a little bit longer, so I know where I'm going. And then I pop a little touch of glue at the top edge, once I know where I'm laying them, and on the bottom edge, like so. So let that grab a second. And once you've got that taken hold, flip it over and you can trim those tiny pieces from the back side, and then they won't be overlapping. Oops, get it straight going, like so. Get rid of that. Then you've got your butterfly at the ready that you've painted with your pearly paints or whatever you've painted it with, really. And then I should have another little sentiment. This one is for you that I just ran off on my label maker. Let's just get the little pieces off. I've just got a few bits of foam pads on there, and again I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue. Sorry, I keep moving this behind the camera. So let's pop that on there, and I like it overlapping a little bit. So I'll pop that on there. And then finally you want to pop some glue down the body of your butterfly, and we can stick him on there. Let's give him a motor grab. Just use tacky glue there. And there is your butterfly on your box. And that's my third set. So I really love all the colours, and I was going to mix the colours up with the butterflies, but I think they look great all in one set, to be honest. So if I just show them together, if I do it with the tags, So those are my 3 tags. Which I think look lovely. Really enjoyed making those. And these are the ones where I did do a splashy background on. So there you can see the silver. I didn't do it on the card, I must admit, and I didn't do it on the box. But you can do. But I just did it on the tags. So that was my 3 tags. Then my 3 cards. The cards there, which look great, and it's just really random stamping on the background, just using that one set. Those are my 3 cards. And then finally my 3 little boxes. I think you can see them. And I think they look great. So if you've got a set of these stamps, or any stamp that you just want to just have a play with, or if you've even just got butterfly stamps, you can do this combine anything. But I was just trying to use what can I do with one set of stamps and stencils, and this is the result. So I've now made plenty of items, so let's get them all in so we can see them. Plus we've got our tags here. Just pop them all on, see if you can see them on the screen. And then if I back out from these, that is a good selection which will keep me going for birthday presents. At least I've got little boxes and gift bags and cards for 3 nice birthdays there. So I'd love to know what you think. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Thanks very much for watching. Bye.